So if you've been following this video series up to this point, you now have a character who has an IK bone set up for each foot, and that means when we lift up the IK bone, the whole leg will deform and move appropriately, or mostly appropriately. That also means that if we take the character's whole hip region, and to click more than one, I'm holding shift and click, and we just grab that on the z-axis, if we bring it down, it really looks like the character's bending their legs. So what we can do is we can use that to make this animation look like the character is jumping. So if I select all, we can see that we currently have 3 keyframes, and if I hit play, we can see that the 3 keyframes refer to hands down, hands up, hands down. Again, hotkey to start back at the first keyframe is shift left arrow. In this first position, we want the character to be squatted down, getting ready to jump. So let's take the center 3, grab on the z-axis, and bring him down a bit. Now if you notice, his feet got weird, so we can grab the foot, rotate. That's no good. I think I'll rotate this way. Maybe a little bit less. And same thing with this foot. Grab, rotate. And if we turn off the armature, we can see what we're looking at. It looks mostly okay. And what we'll do is we select all bones again. If we're happy with the position, we'll press A to select all bones. You press I to save location, rotation, and scale. Now that means this first keyframe has all of the bones in this position. The second keyframe has him standing up like this. But the last keyframe is the old first keyframe with him standing normally. So we can delete this keyframe. You can press X to delete. Go back and select the first keyframe here. You don't have to go back on the timeline. Just select the first keyframe and do Command C. And then because we're at point 30 here, we'll do Command V. And now we have, he's kind of doing an exercise right here. And if you're happy with this, if this is all you wanted, then great, but I want to make him go a little bit flying, so I'm going to set us in the middle keyframe where we want him to be at his peak. So I'm shift 2 fingers moving to move up, and I have all the bones selected. I'm just going to press G, Z, and lift him up a bit. If I'm not really sure, I think this is pretty good height. So then again, if I'm not happy with this keyframe, I don't have to delete it, that's fine. I can just press I, location, rotation, scale, as long as I have all the bones selected, and it now saves the new keyframe like this. So now we have, he's on the ground, jumping up on the ground, jumping up on the ground. Now, we do still have a problem though, and that would be that he starts to leave the ground before he's really done his jump. If you notice, he didn't kick his legs away, so why is he off the ground? That doesn't make any sense. Probably around here is when he should start leaving the ground. So we can add a keyframe just to set the height for this one. So we'll grab him at this timeline. We don't want him off the ground. He is currently off the ground. We'll press G, Z, bring him down, back to the ground with you, and we'll press I, location, rotation, scale. So now, if we watch closely, he is staying on the ground, getting ready for his jump, and then he leaves the ground, and you notice, because he's going up into the air in this short time, the time got shorter, so it actually looks like he's going faster. And we're going to need the same thing for him coming back down. So we want him to be landing about here, so we'll press G, Z, bring him back to the ground. Press I to save the location, rotation, scale, and then you'll see that it makes more sense. So we can turn off this armature. We can press press space to play, and you can see he's jumping. And this is a reasonable animation.